MTV bailed him out. MTV bailed him out. So that's why a lot of people were like, you don't hold this man accountable. This is crazy. Now, I have a video of Uncle Nino basically talking about the situation with Ronnie and Sapphire, where literally 2 days before this incident where he got arrested, he was calling him, asking for his blessings because he was going to marry her.
Oh, wow.
He was like, she's good, she's good. And then Uncle Nino's like, okay. And then he finds out that he beats her up.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, ta, ta.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jesse Strange.
And we are back at it again with another episode, and this time we are going to be talking about Mr. Ronnie from the infamous Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm excited. I'm very excited. But for those of
too.
you who are new,
Period.
welcome. We are the Petty Headquarters podcast. We talk about things like reality TV, Hollywood culture, internet culture, and baddies.
So if you're new, like she said, those are the things that we cover. Welcome to the Petty Posse. Now, for those that are returning, welcome back. All right. And without further ado, let's just get into this week's dose of mess. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say welcome to the new followers that we have because there are some new subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't already, please subscribe. A lot of our listeners are not subscribed. So definitely click that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. We are on our way to 3,000 followers.
Right. And also, guys, we are also a podcast first. So, like, I know you guys enjoy the YouTube, the visuals and all that stuff. But, you know, whenever you don't have time to watch, we are on all podcast platforms. So definitely follow us on Apple, Spotify, and tune in over there too.
But also the podcast gets dropped before the visuals.
And that's another thing. So you'd have early access. Hello.
Yeah. So if you are podcast listeners, definitely go follow us on the podcast platforms as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Very excited to get into today's episode.
Very excited to get into today's episode. Now, without further ado, let's really get into this week's dose of mess. Okay. So for those that don't know who Ronnie is, Ronnie Ortiz-Magro. How I say it backwards. All right. So he came to fame when he hit our screens when Jersey Shore first hit the scene, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, his main thing was just always being explosive on TV, right? His dynamic with him and Sammy, like that has always been like the main era of Jersey Shore. Obviously, all the other cast members had their own issues, but we're focusing on Ronnie today for a specific reason. Do you want to tell the people what that reason is?
Yeah. So first of all, I didn't even realize that Jersey Shore family vacation has been a thing for literally their 9 seasons. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after the regular Jersey Shore. These people are grown, married,
Kids,
been to jail.
yeah.
Yeah, like
businesses, all that.
Crazy. So, right. So there's 9 seasons in, and they're now doing their last season that will be aired on MTV through Paramount Plus, through Hulu, all these fucking stupid streaming platforms. Sorry. So they are doing their press tour, and on their press tour to promote the final season, Ronnie went viral because during an interview, he was caught on camera nodding out. And that's what brought us to talk about this today, because
Correct.
I remember Ronnie being very problematic a long time ago when I was watching Jersey Shore. I was a Jersey Shore fan.
Same.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that I always thought Ronnie and Sammy were my favorite. I used to
Are
have...
you serious?
Yeah.
They were mad toxic.
They were. That says a lot about me.
Like I would never, to be honest with you, I did not fuck with Ronnie when I was watching Jersey Shore, like, because it was just too much gaslighting, manipulation, constant cheating, lying, and her taking him back like a dumb bitch pissed me off. And then everybody just kind of like tiptoeing around. And that part, that fame, who wrote the note? You too. That famous part. You remember when they fought?
Oh yeah,
fucking
the note.
Sammy and Jay Wow fought because Snooki and JWoww literally wrote an anonymous letter to tell her, Ronnie's been playing in your face, and this bitch gets mad at the letter after Ronnie manipulates her, talking about everybody just trying to start drama. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Excusing that infamous line, who wrote the note? Used to, with the motherfucking little hand and shit. Like, the audacity for you to be that much of a dumb bitch, and he's really playing in your face hard right now.
100%. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Them together, I didn't like them together. I always
just said you lived for them.
No. I love them both separately. Like,
okay.
I was like, yeah, Sammy, I want Sammy. Okay. And Ronnie, he ain't shit, but he good looking. He was the best looking one in my opinion.
In my opinion, I loved Pauly D. I don't care. That was the guy. Even to this day, he looked
better.
Good.
He looked better now with this little lipo.
Yes, like he grew into himself, but I always thought he was like the cutest in my opinion. Like what do you mean what? Why is that such a shocker?
Because that hair gotta go, bitch.
Their hair was crazy, but he was always cute. Like his face, like I'm like, he's mad cute. You know me though, I don't like big muscle like heads like that.
I like muscle heads
right,
like that.
So that makes sense that you'd be like, Ronnie, But me, like, it was always Pauly D for me.
Really?
Like, always.
I'm surprised. You give me more Vinny vibes.
I know, I knew you were going to say that. But no, Vinny was just too, it's just no.
He's boring.
Yeah, just no. Pauly D was like my vibe.
Oh my God, that is so funny. No, did you see recently when he went to, I think it was, what's that California thing that they all go to, that event?
Coachella?
Mm-hmm. He went to Coachella and he wore a fucking cowboy hat, but it was like cut on the top so his hair could breathe. So it was just the fedora. It was just the fucking stupid flange.
Way.
Yes,
no
it was so ugly.
Way. All right. So going back to like the main point of this, right? He was in a recent SiriusXM interview. All of them were for, press run for the new show, Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And he was seen dozing off, leaning, and all that shit.
He was.
And, fans speculate that like, oh, shit, what are you doing? Fentanyl, oxy, like some type of cocaine, something you mixing? Like, what's going on? They was like, that don't look like a normal lean.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So now a lot of fans speculate that he relapsed, right? Because there was a time where he was saying that he was getting sober. He went to rehab and then... I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's just get into who Ronnie is as a person, shall we?
Well, yeah. We could take it back to 2019?
Yeah.
With his girl, Jen Harley. Was that her name?
Fucking God, yes.
All right. So let's take it back to even the beginning, right? So
Well, wait, did you know that he responded to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to read that first?
Yeah, let's just read what he responded after fans speculated all the crazy stuff, right?
For sure.
So he took to his story on Instagram and he goes, I want to start by saying thank you to everyone who has reached out and shown support. I really appreciate all of the fans sharing their stories of mental health struggles with me. It shows that we are not alone, even though everything may look perfect on the outside. Every day I battle my depression, bipolar, and anxiety in silence. I know there are many people who do the same. While there are prescription medications that I take to help me manage symptoms, and I participate in weekly therapy, etc. Unfortunately, and as others in similar situations can attest, these are ongoing measures and not a finite and permanent cure. All right, so that was one of the main things that he talked about. He does have like 2 other story posts that we'll post here. And
really?
You can, yeah, he has 2 other story posts.
Oh, I didn't know he went on.
He went on
off
a whole
like that.
thing, but I'm not reading all of that, so we'll put them on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But for those listening, I'm just gonna summarize it. He's just simply speaking out about the things that he struggled with, and his current situation and prioritizing mental health. Long story short.
Interesting. And then Mike, the situation, also addressed it too, because obviously, Mike, the situation has completely turned his life around. He's been sober for 11 years and he has opened up his own camp where he has, he sobriety camps or some shit like that.
Right.
And so people always ask for his opinions, especially on stuff like this. So he took it upon himself to write on his story, I want to be clear that I am not responsible for the actions of any other cast member. At the same time, my heart is heavy seeing what Ron, a grown adult, chose to present during press. This situation is still developing, And while I do not know the full extent of what he may be going through, I do know it is separate from my path. I will help where I can, including through my organization, the Archangel Centers. I reached out to check in and offer my support, and I am still waiting to hear back. If he is willing, I will be there for him. My heart is with anyone who is struggling. I have worked hard to protect my sobriety for nearly 11 years, and I honor that every day while continuing to show up with compassion for others.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a mouthful.
That was.
Yeah. And to add to that, you know, they literally removed him from the press lineup when they were doing just like, you know, press releases and like for the premiere and everything of the newest season for Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Sources say that he was too messed up, in quotes, and that's why they removed him from the press line. So now there is a deeper issue here, and now we really got to take it back and really just go back into history. Like, who the fuck is Ronnie?
Yeah.
And how did we get here?
Yeah, exactly. So let's take it back to 2009. I just started high school. Okay. Just finding out that not just finding out, but just officially like seriously liking girls. Okay. So this show comes out and it breaks the internet.
It does. Everybody was talking about this motherfucking show.
Yeah,
yo.
it breaks the TV because I don't know if internet was as popular back then.
No, but word of mouth was.
It was crazy. Everyone I knew was watching this show, and reality TV was at its prime at this time.
Prime.
100%.
Oh my God. So good.
And so you meet these characters, and they're from the Jersey Shore, and of course, you know, it became this huge hit. Ronnie being one of them. Ronnie and Sammy's relationship being one of them. Okay. And when we got to know Ronnie and who he was, like you mentioned before, he was a gaslighter, a manipulator, a hoe.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. And Sammy was the
pretty
sucker
girl next door
who was in love with an asshole.
Yes.
And just, you know, you could tell she didn't respect herself enough or loved herself enough to have better standards for herself.
Definitely.
They were also, I want to mention that they were also very young. And I think a lot of us can relate that we've all been in those toxic relationships or have been in a position where we were dealing with someone that didn't respect us. Depending on how long you were, whatever. But at the end of the day, Sammy was just another girl who basically was going through the same thing girls at that age go through,
right,
but with a camera in her face.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like very normal, a 22-year-old girl to be, and I can imagine it had been a lot. And you could tell it was a lot because obviously the toxic relationship was captured on camera. There was I couldn't believe when he really took her clothes and threw it out, and they're just all watching, recording.
No one stepped in.
Watching this girl cry and get gaslit on top of that.
Literally.
You know, and it was just fucked up because Ronnie was very much a big problem in that relationship.
Huge problem.
Right? So now, that being said, I stopped watching, whatever. Fast forward to now. 2019. This is nearly 10 years later. No, not nearly. It is 10 years later. And I see Ronnie come up on the internet with him being arrested.
Yep.
Because of him and his toxic girlfriend, Jen Harley.
Yep.
And there was a domestic abuse. And this guy has a record. Has records of him in domestic abusive
cases.
situations.
Yes.
And Jen Harley is Harvey or Harley?
Harley. Yep.
Jen Harley is the same. She's
the exact same. Got arrested too. She put her hand. She broke his TV because he did something she didn't like, which she said on the show. She even would take their daughter, you know, weeks at a time when he would piss her off and use the daughter as a pawn and as leverage, which Ronnie said on the show. He opened up about it. He cried about it. So it's like in that scenario, he met his match. So it's like you couldn't break her the way you broke Sammy. And she was just as toxic. So it was a very, really terrible, like explosive relationship. She'd hit him. She threw an ashtray in his face.
She dragged him.
Yes. Yes.
In a moving car.
Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. This is the shit people don't talk about.
Bro.
We don't hear about this shit. Yeah, so
she
pretty wild.
dragged him, and then there's been like she called the cops one day saying that he killed her dog. He drowned her dog.
Yeah,
because the dog showed up dead in the pool.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
That's not funny. It's just the way you said it.
And
I'm sorry.
They spit at each other.
Yeah.
They
beat on each other, literally.
It's crazy to the point where there's a live of them arguing on live. And it's very triggering to listen to because it's like, wow, you guys are going on live thinking you're doing something about it. Yeah. But it's actually making everything worse.
Yeah. So like I have that live and we can play it here. I mean, let's just play it here. And so before we even play it, also for those that are listening and for those that are watching, yes, this is a trigger warning, but also what's going on is he's verbally abusing her. She's verbally abusing him. And, you know, she puts her hands on him and then he's like, don't touch me. And then they get into a little tussle. And then someone, I guess, that's in the house is like, guys, stop. And then the live just kind of like freezes and ends at that point. So now I'm going to play this video and you guys will see it and hear it.
Let's zoom in on that. Go ahead.
Get out of my face,
Let's zoom in on that. Come on.
Stop. Get off of me.
Let's zoom in on that. Let's zoom in on that.
Just back the
Why don't
fuck
you want
up.
to show that? Why don't you want to show that? Why don't you want to show that? Huh? Why don't you look? Why don't you want to show that? Huh? Why don't you want to show that? Show you fucking getting fucked in your ass like a hooker? Put your hands on me again.
Seriously?
Seriously. Put your fucking hands on me again. I dare you. I fucking dare you. No, I'm gonna delete that photo.
You guys! Don't touch me, bro.
Get off of me! Stop! Seriously, no, she wants the fucking live shit.
Yeah, so that's that. And you can hear him yelling, don't touch me. She's yelling, don't touch me. She's saying, I'll break your fucking face. He's like, get off me. And then they just tussling. And it's just someone comes in, tries to break it up. I don't know who that person was, but clearly this right here is a prime example of how toxic their situation was. And they had a kid together, right?
Yes.
They have a kid together. And now he has custody where he's raising the kid on his own now as a single dad. But now it just... clearly, both of them are not really fit to be parents. So now, you know, it just makes me wonder, like, since now that he has full custody, is he capable of taking care of his daughter, especially what we saw in the recent SiriusXM interview? But to add, he also was on the show Jersey Shore Family Vacation, where Snooki confronts him and asks him, like, hey, are you planning to marry her? And he says, probably not.
Yeah. So... to that point, right? Even that video right there, I was surprised that in 2019 I'm seeing all these allegations, and then I think that video came out. Maybe was that 2019?
Yep.
So when I saw that video, I was like taken back because I'm like, this is the same Ronnie that I saw back in the day. And at this point, I still wasn't watching the show. I haven't watched the show. We want to watch the new season, but I hadn't caught up with them. So to see the same behavior was quite interesting because, you know, I started to see Pauly D. He started like doing more for himself. Sammy was getting married. She was she had gotten engaged at the time or something like that. You know, Snooki was married or engaged. Jen was out. You know, like everybody was doing more and doing better.
Elevating, talking about business goals, talking about life goals.
And then there's Ronnie, who it literally looks like a copy and paste from 2019. Like 2009. Like he never grew up.
Never grew up. Yep.
And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then you dig deeper into his relationships. Like we're going now from 2019 up until now. You see that the pattern of behaviors have not changed.
No, they have not.
And He did get sober for a while because he was trying to win custody over his kid.
Right.
And he actually ended up getting full custody of her,
Mm-hmm.
which shows a lot on the situation because usually the court system favors the women.
Yes, but
and
she's
the mother.
really fucking crazy. You can't even fucking deny it.
No, it's on camera. There's a bunch of clips that
And she don't care.
She don't.
She don't. Like, you should have saw how apathetic she was on camera when they were like, she was like, yeah, like, I just broke his TV. He did something I didn't like. I broke his TV.
Yeah.
Mad calm.
But
I'm like,
it goes to show you also what kind of guy impregnates a woman like that.
that trauma shit.
You feel me?
Yep.
So it's like, I can't even blame. They're both wrong.
Yeah,
And-
they're both wrong.
And it's crazy because, like, at some point, right, you see Mike, the situation, he gets arrested, he goes to jail. This is all on the seasons. Like, MTV followed them to bring him to court. Of course, they love it. They
Right.
love it because this
For
is content.
sure. This is organic content.
This is content, right? Mike, the situation, doing fraud for nearly a decade, getting close to $9 million that he scammed off taxes and only paid $10,000 of it.
Yeah, he owes a shit ton of money.
And got like 8 months in prison. But he came out and he turned a new leaf and, he's continued to promote better lifestyles. And
Right.
so, going back to what I was just saying though, it's interesting that everyone else around Ron kind of moved on. And then there's Ron. And then there's the addiction conversation, right?
Right. So to add on to the other part that you said in terms of elevating and moving on, there are points in the show where anytime any of the cast members would talk about business or life goals or even a proposal, getting married, Ron would get upset. And he would turn into a big baby. He would throw shady comments. Like, he would do the same thing, repeat, he'll cry, get the attention on him, cross boundaries, then apologize, right? And I just think that that's interesting, going back to the point of like, you never grew up. You're literally the same from 0-9. That's not good. That's not cute. And now at this point, you kind of have to stop using your mental illness as a crutch at that point.
Yeah, 100%. Like you kind of start getting to that point where you're old. You're too old.
Yeah, to be talking about this and that and this and that. You keep making excuses and feeling sorry for yourself, but then you keep doing the same shit and you've been a piece of shit. Like, let's really talk about it. You've been a piece of shit and you never gave a fuck. And then even on the show too, while Jen at the time was pregnant with their daughter, he was bringing girls back. He was partying with girls and all that shit, to the point where the other cast members were uncomfortable. Like, bro, like, we're over that scene. This is a little too much,
That goes to show you again, like, that behavior is cute until and this is what I say to my coworkers all the time. It's cute. You can get away with not taking accountability. You could do all that. You 100% can.
Mm-hmm.
But when it starts hurting you is the older you get.
Mm-hmm.
Because the older you get, the more, especially women know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
That funny business is not going to fly the older you get, which is why those type of men, especially in Hollywood, that struggle with, commitment and being mature, they go for younger women.
Yeah, for sure.
Because older women know what they want. And if they want that, that's cool. But most of the time, they want somebody that's secure. They want someone that knows what they want to, like,
emotionally mature.
Right. Women are, they know what they want. So they're not going to tolerate the temper tantrums that Ronnie tends to do a lot.
Right. To think he destroyed Sammy's glasses and all of her belongings because she danced with a guy.
After he was dancing with girls.
And making out with 2 girls at once and constantly cheating and constantly lying and constantly doing all this extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
She danced with one guy and he blows a mother like a fucking child.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your growth was fucking stunted and you stayed a motherfucking child.
Man child.
Man fucking child. When that whole thing with Sammy and Ron happened and the constant, toxicity, but then him destroying her belongings, her glasses and everything, there were fans online at the time that were like, kind of upset, like, why didn't anyone step in? Why didn't production step in? To the point where MTV had to make a statement and say that they wanted to keep things more organic. So
okay,
that's
Zeus
why,
Network.
I mean, that's how reality TV platforms and production companies are, period. So when people talk about Zeus, I'm just like, they all do it, you know, but Zeus is another level of weird business going on. But going back to my point, that's what MTV took to the press to say. And they also noted that Sammy got a good edit. She's not innocent either, but we'll just leave it at that. Where I was like,
I don't trust production when they say shit like that, because at the end of the day, that industry favors men. There is no excuse about Sammy being whatever. At the end of the day, Sammy didn't put her hands on him.
She did.
That night.
You don't remember when she punched him in the face?
That night?
I don't know about that night.
She did
but
put
she
her hands.
definitely did put her. She's not like a Jen, but she punched him in the face. I'm
She
like,
did,
what?
she
You
did,
forgot about that?
Yeah, I did.
But anywho, this is not about like their explosive relationship.
No, but going back to the MTV thing that you were saying, right? They were also held accountable in 2021.
The Sapphire Matos incident?
The what?
Sapphire, the woman that you don't know about that?
No.
Okay, don't. I will talk about this after. Go. Say what you're gonna say.
They were trying to hold, the people were complaining that why is MTV still allowing Ronnie to be a part of the show when he's constantly this was after another arrest of domestic violence or
so
something like
that is the Sapphire Matos incident. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name wrong.
Oh.
So this is what happened.
I didn't know what it was.
So, and this is why people were complaining about MTV like not holding him accountable, because this was another domestic violence incident, right? And this occurred while he was on probation already from the other situation with Jen Harley. And then you went to rehab around that time too, left the show, but then you get back in another situation. So now what happened with that is, of course, he beat her up, allegedly said by Uncle Nino. I think, yes, Uncle Nino. Okay. So he was released on $100,000 bail.
Yes.
And he wasn't charged.
Yes.
So, and I think after that incident was when people were like, all right, like you released him to put him back on because MTV bailed him out. So that's why a lot of people were like, you don't hold this man accountable. This is crazy. Now I have a video of Uncle Nino basically talking about the situation with Ronnie and Sapphire, where literally 2 days before this incident where he got arrested, he was calling him, asking for his blessings because he was going to marry her.
Oh, wow.
He was like, she's good. And then Uncle Nino's like, okay. And then he finds out that he beats her up. So here is the clip that I'm going to play. You guys are going to hear it and see it.
And, she loves my daughter more than her own mother loves her. Yeah, Ronnie, sure. Yeah, Uncle Nino, she's a saint. She's amazing. As Ronnie, she's very pretty. I mean, I sat next to her at dinner for 3 fucking hours. I would like. and she's very pretty, very sweet. And you sure she's married? You sure she's in love with you? Now Ronnie from Jersey Shore. Uncle Nino, I'm telling you, she's a fucking saint. She loves me. I said, if that's the case, all right. I said, you have my blessing. You have my blessing. Yeah. No, wait. You have my blessing. So 2 days later, I find out he goes back to L.A. and he beats the fuck out of her. Oh. And he got locked up. He got like 3 days. He got locked up. His girlfriend. It's kind of fucked up. So she was supposed to come with me to Arizona. We were supposed to meet this Saturday. But he's not going to be there. Because I think MTV,
he's
they
not.
tried to bail him out.
Stop. He just said it. MTV bailed him out.
MTV, they tried to bail him out.
There you go.
Yo, Uncle Nino's accent
Dick. Heavy off the boat Italian,
I needed to see them.
You gotta read subtitles.
I needed to see them subtitles.
The video had subtitles, y'all. But I think
y'all
you get
need to
the
read
gist
that
of it.
shit.
So he says in that Ronnie's asking for his blessing, and he's like, you sure? Ronnie's saying she is saying all this stuff. He's in love with her. And then 2 days later, he's, gets locked up because he beat the fuck out of her. Literally his words. And he even mentions that MTV bailed him out right there. So now I'm just like, wow, this is exactly why people, people in general are wondering, why the fuck are you not holding this man accountable?
Yeah.
Why do you keep bailing him out? And now it begs me to a question like, does MTV enable him? Or do they keep enabling his behavior, his actions, justifying his behavior? Because what is this?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a good question to ask. And you know what? I think that MTV definitely is responsible for a lot of it. You know what I mean? Because think about it. Without a personality like that, they don't have content. Right? So it's like, of course they're going to bail him out. Of course they're going to bail out someone problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucked up because even at some point there was an interview where he talks about how, you know, he's got it together now, even though he's like caught between having a parent as a single parent, but like he knows that this lifestyle and this career is going to give him everything he needs so that he can provide for his daughter. So it's like this double-edged sword that, okay, MTV also platforms you, gives you the money that, you know, that gives you the money to provide for your child. But they also been doing that before your child existed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it's fucked up, but then it's like, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of those, like you said, reality TV shows? Those networks, like, how many times, I hate to always bring Zeus, but like, I feel like, I know, but it's like, what other great example other than the most obvious?
There's many great examples.
Okay.
There's not only MTV, there's VH1, like, there's Bravo.
I'm talking about who, like, you know, Zeus went and bailed out Orlando Brown.
Right.
After going on a, like, being unhinged and not even, like, he's just a drug addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's clearly a thing that I didn't know MTV did. And that's what I didn't know that they did that.
A lot of reality TV networks, they do that, period.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And a lot of the times, this is not the first time we've seen a situation where they don't step in. Look at America's Next Top Model. Like, they didn't step in either. I mean, that's what they're told to do. That was like, what, UPN? Like, that's what they all do at reality TV. That's literally the job, to just let it happen. It's organic, it's real, and this shit happens.
Yeah.
Because it would happen if there wasn't a camera here.
Yeah.
So regardless.
So is it MTV or is it the people that keep watching?
That is a great question. And we'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Now let me stop. I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, I think it's definitely a mixture of both, but I guess it's really the people that keep watching because they're doing it because they know you're going to keep watching, the crazier it gets. So
it's fucked up because, like, I know it's such a random comparison, but, like, isn't it like McDonald's? People complain about how bad it is and how terrible it's for you, but there's still a market for it.
Right, yeah. And there are people that like bad things and like controversial things, and there's dead ass, like you said, a market for it. There's a market for everything.
Does it make it right? Absolutely not.
No, yeah, but there's definitely a market for every single thing.
And so now that I'm reflecting on it, right? So because there is a market for it, there should 100% be, like, people policing the other parts of the people that are profiting off of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting conversation, but honestly, the real conversation is the fact that, I mean, Ronnie has a drug problem.
Yeah.
He's an addict.
Yeah.
And I think that he has a lot of characteristics of an addict, which is someone that just, you know, really seriously needs help. And it's easy to blame, you know, feel sorry for yourself. It's easy to blame the world for your failures and for your, you know, problems. But really and truly, it is the addiction and it's a sickness, and it is clearly ruining his life.
Literally.
And has ruined it for the past 10 years or so. God knows how long.
Yeah.
You know, because you can see the switch up between Mike, the situation, and how he's gotten his life together. He did his time.
Yeah, for sure.
Straightened himself out, and he's able to see clearly. When you sober yourself up, you can see clearly. You can take accountability because you can actually see for once a perspective that you haven't seen before. And, you know, that's probably why Mike, you know, there was this one clip in 2 seasons ago where Mike kind of confronts, not confronts, but Ronnie gets upset because supposedly Mike, the situation, had passed judgment onto Ronnie for having another binger and being drunk. And Ronnie gets upset. He starts like, you know, he's hothead, yo. He's a hothead. So they start arguing or whatever. And it's just like, you can just tell by his responses too. It's just like, Mike understands that Ronnie is just not in that space to even accept help.
Right. To receive that.
Yeah.
Right. And that just, again, like you said, he has a history with like addiction, drugs, alcohol, all of that stuff, depression, all of those things to add to it that kind of just amplifies all of those, all
those things coexist.
Yeah, they all coexist.
Yeah.
And you know, he had stepped away from Jersey Shore in 2021 following all of that, but the Sapphire incident on top of that. And fans believe, but I think also this was said that MTV kind of let him go, you know, quietly just until things die down. You know how they do that, right? And now to see that and then publicly he said he left for his mental health. But I think MTV was like, bro, you got it. This is too much. There's too much fire under our ass on the network. Go, lay low, come back. And as you could see, now for this new season and premiere, he's back. Right. But now, after, again, going back to the current situation as to why we're talking about this, him dozing off like that in the SiriusXM interview, it's like, are you back on your same bullshit? Because you claimed you were sober, right? In 2022, you claimed you were sober. Then in 2024, fans were questioning whether you relapsed again. Then now we see this interview and you are doing some crazy Harlem lean. Like you took some shit you're not supposed to take.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really insane.
I mean, that's the typical pattern of an addict, right? They relapse, they go, they get better, they relapse, and it really is. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to you. You got to be lucky to make it out of something like that. But if he continues like that, I mean, you can ask all these. I mean, Steve-O talks about it all the time. Mike, the situation, talks about it. Mike, Logan Paul's best friend, talks about it. There's only 2 ways out of that lifestyle. Dead or in jail. Like, you know, that's really, truly how that ends up. And especially with fentanyl being a thing, you just never know. And it's really sad to see that this grown man is still struggling with shit like that, because, I mean, it is hard to overcome addiction. It really is. Or to just alcoholism, whatever it is, because it really is a sickness. But, you know, it's clearly impairing your work. You're dozing off on press is crazy.
Yeah, get it together, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Get it together. Getting pulled out the press line because you're too messed up. Get it the fuck together, yo.
Yeah.
And I want to add this just little thing. When Snooki confronted him about back in the day, right? If you're going to marry Jen Harley, and he said probably not. Why the fuck he going to say he not over Sammy?
Because he's messy.
You think production told him to say that? Or he actually said that?
No, I don't think. I think he's like that.
Yeah, that's so toxic.
I think he's 100% like that.
Unhinged as fuck. Why are you bringing up Sammy? Jesus, this is so weird. I'm honestly so happy that Sammy is moving on. She moved on to better things, because that was a shit show.
Yeah, she even talks about it. Did you see her interview when she was coming back for the first time and no one knew about it? I'll play it for you.
It has been 10 years since the last season of Jersey Shore. We've seen 5 complete seasons of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So why was now the right time for you to get back into the mix with the franchise? And not at the beginning of this new spinoff, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, but now.
At the time when everybody decided to go back to the show, I just was in a really different place. I was in a good spot in my life, and I felt like going back to the show might enter me into some toxic situations again, with being with an ex-boyfriend who at the time you guys have all seen wasn't the best for me back then. Piece of
Come on, pal, let's go downstairs. Touch my face again. Come on, pal.
I want nothing to do with you.
Come on.
In my entire
Nobody
life.
wants you up here.
I want
Move out the
nothing
room.
to do
I'll
with
move
you.
myself.
So I really took the time to work on myself when I left the show back then, in all aspects, and I really just wanted to not enter any negative or toxic, toxic situations again.
And that's completely understandable. When you said you had to step away to work on yourself, what did that entail for you?
When I did the show, you guys saw all my ups and downs. You guys saw my crazy relationship with somebody, and it wasn't all good with that person. So when I was outside of the show, I was like, wow, a lot comes with being on a show. You're hearing all these things in social media, and it could take its toll on you. There was a lot of stresses going on for me, and I just felt like I don't think I can enter myself in a world that's very stressful, and I just didn't feel right at going back into it again.
Yeah.
Well, that was a mouthful. I mean, honestly, I don't blame her for turning it down, because who the fuck would want to go back to that, especially considering what she went through for 8 fucking seasons. So many seasons, they were on and off 16 times. He's saying he hates her, calling her a bitch constantly, talking about, I don't need you, bragging about cheating on her, all this crazy shit, right? So, I mean, I don't blame her for turning it down.
Well, I also think that it's right to get insight on her responses. Her responses were, I took time away, went to therapy, cut all the toxic off. I needed some time to heal. She ended up getting married, having a kid, literally moving on.
Yeah,
and
she has her own business.
Right. And then there's Ronnie, who had in the past, this was obviously way after that comment, but in the past has said he thought about Sammy, like you just said. But also, Ronnie's still doing the same shit that he was doing, like we said, back in the day. So, I don't know. It's crazy to see. It's sad to see. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is the last season. So the question is, should MTV keep doing this? But there's always going to be a space, unfortunately, for people like that. They exist. They exist, and they're going to keep being enabled, unfortunately, by money.
Yeah, I guess, do you think, MTV is just kind of protecting his reputation in a way?
How?
I'm asking, do you think they are?
No, because when you really watch the show, there's just been so many moments where you can just see who he is.
Right.
I think MTV doesn't protect his reputation. I think they just know that without him, the full Jersey Shore is not full bred. They're thinking about it from a business perspective.
You need all the cast members. It won't be the same type shit.
I mean, it wasn't the same until Sam, when she came back, it was a huge fucking deal. When Sam came back, it completed it because it wasn't the same.
Right.
I remember seeing that Sam was coming back. I'm like, yo, I want to fucking watch again. You know what I mean? Because the whole crew's back. So if I take my emotions out of it and my morals, and I'm just looking at it from a business number perspective, they're not protecting Ron. He needs to be as toxic as possible, because that's what gets the ratings. That's what people tune in for.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But that's what it is.
That's a great question that you asked earlier. Is it the network or is it the people that's watching?
I mean, I'm curious to know what y'all think. Do y'all think it's both? Is there one that's more the problem than the other? Honestly, again, if I had to give you business for me, I don't. If I see that there's a market for something, why would I not want to profit off of it if I have the capability of doing so?
Yeah.
That's business. That's capitalism. That is what America is about. So to me, it's is it wrong? Well, that's what they say. There's no we're not talking morals. I'm talking numbers. I'm talking business.
Yeah.
Not, and not all money's good money,
Right.
So there is that conversation as well. However, there are some people that can sleep at night knowing that their bad money is still money. So, it's a good conversation and a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Definitely tell us your thoughts, comment below on YouTube, hit us up on Instagram, right? Anything because that shit is really wild. We need to know what you guys think. And who's watching this new season, because we're trying to watch it and we can't fucking find that shit. I don't know if there's like some licensing issue with MTV and then Paramount as to why the episode probably comes out maybe a day later after it drops on MTV or something. But I don't fucking know. We can't find that shit. We're trying to watch the last season.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But overall, I mean, these are our thoughts on the whole situation. I mean, the last question that I have is just like, I just hope that he gets his shit together because you have full custody of your daughter.
That's not really a question.
You're right. It's a statement. It's a thought. Yeah, just get your shit together, bro. You got custody of your daughter, and I really hope that you get it together because I don't know, man. Like seeing the sequence of events, seeing the history, you know, seeing just you, the history of you, your background, and then now this recent dozing off Harlem Lean in a fucking interview, it's a little concerning. So yeah,
I just want to know why we see. You know what? Never mind.
Say it.
I just want to know why it was harder to find the problematic history of Ronnie. Why was it harder to find that on YouTube than it is to find someone like Blueface, who is also and yes, Blueface is more online. Yes, Blueface is more into viral shit and being on stream. I get that. But there's still commentators that deep dive into these people. But when I look up Ronnie Ortiz-Magro, whatever his name is, I can't find it right away. The first thing I see is MTV, all the press interviews. And then when you go down and down and down, then you start to see the creators deep dive into the problematic history of like the situation of Ronnie Ortiz. Then that's when you see it. But then when you type in Blueface, like it's obviously automatic. And granted, you're talking about someone who's been on streaming platforms versus someone who's been on actual national TV. I get that. But why is it so hard to find it problematic? Why is it hard? Why is it easy for people to forget that Ronnie has been arrested and has records of DV and you know, has a child and has alcohol issues and all this stuff? It's hard to find it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it was this deep until I started looking up information. And you know what I mean? And it was hard to find it on top of that.
That's why I asked you the question. Do you think like, you know, they're protecting his reputation? Do you think that, I don't know if it's necessarily MTV or maybe like they work with certain people that kind of just keep their image, or like PR teams that keep their image as clean as possible? Because that's one of the things that I saw on Reddit. Like the Jersey Shore cast members work their ass off to keep their reputation online and their media presence clean as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things they work on. And I'm pretty sure like, you know, if they're going to do it for all, they're going to do it for Ronnie. And I think that is something that maybe they have someone on their team working with to kind of like clean up their reputation a little bit, because it was a little hard to find now that you think about it. But I just wonder if that has a thing to do with maybe like culture too. Just like, I don't know. Like,
no, because what was that other lady we talked about? The one, or that we were going to talk about, that was
Jen
scamming?
Shaw.
Jen Shaw. That's easy to find.
That's true.
That's easy to find.
Debunked the cultural statement that I had. Okay, great. You see all the shit about her.
No problem.
What do you think? Because he's a white male?
I don't know. I seriously don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're trying to protect the franchise.
That's what I'm saying.
The franchise might be the thing. And not MTV. I'm talking about the Jersey Shore franchise.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe that's it, because you type in Jen Shore immediately. You see all these deep dives. There's no problem.
Everything about her.
Yeah, but then you type in Ronnie Ortiz-Magro and it's like, wow, all I see is Jersey Shore clips. That's it. Mm-hmm. And then you dive deeper. And then I had to type in specifically.
You have to type in specifically.
Very
deeper.
Yep, yeah.
You do. Yeah.
Ronnie and Jen Harley fighting. Then that's when you start to get a little bit more problematic. Yes, but even then, it's just news coverage. It's not really.
Right.
Again, commentators, which there are people that have deep dive onto it. Mm-hmm. It's none of their videos popping up.
Yeah, but also there was another incident even after the incident with Sapphire that happened with this woman named Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen.
Where she called the cops just to ensure a safe move out into her new home. This was recent.
March.
March. This just happened. Because she just didn't want to deal with the bullshit with Ronnie. So she wanted to ensure that she moved out, went to her new place safely, and the police escorted her.
Well, Ronnie's team said that was his idea. He told her to call because he's had
That's what they
problems in the
said,
back.
but then they also say that what they agreed on, this is the thing, I'm confused. There was an article that also said that, yes, they agreed on you moving out, right?
Yes.
They agreed on separation, but she called the cops on her own just to ensure safe commute.
Yes.
Because she just knows in the past there have been experiences with Ronnie that she just didn't want to deal with, and she wanted to just ensure a safe route to the next destination, and that was it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. These are all things that are interesting that are meant to think about.
Yeah.
And this is why we are here at the Petty Headquarters, to have these conversations about these people on reality TV in Hollywood, and to bring into perspective, just perspective of things that, they go through.
Yeah, literally. All right.
And to be honest with you, to be fair, just one final thought. I do want to remind you guys, the same way I said Sammy was a 22-year-old girl that, went through the same thing and a lot of 22-year-old women go through, just with cameras in their face. Ronnie is just as the same. He is an abuser of all types of things, okay, who is a man-child, who hasn't gotten his issues together. And this is very much real-life problems that grown men who have not grown up go through.
Yeah.
And the difference is Ronnie has a camera in his face. That is a difference. And it's also important to remember, like we always do, and here at the Petty Headquarters, that these are people who are actually going through shit. You know what I mean? Not to say that I feel bad, because at the end of the day, you're only a victim till you're a certain age. And then you're just lost. But, I just wanted to humanize everything again, bring it back before we end this episode.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Tiana don't give a fuck. Get your shit together, motherfucker.
You know what? Yeah. Because regardless, the same way, right, that these things would happen, camera or not, the same way I would see certain things happen around people that I know in my family, camera or fucking not, I'm going to tell you the same fucking shit. Get your fucking shit together.
Period.
That's it. So that's it. Ronnie,
Tough
get
love,
your fucking
baby.
shit together. Like, come on now. It's been too long now.
Yeah, it's been
And
too
you
long.
have a kid still doing the same shit. And you impregnated a toxic ass bitch. It's just a product of your environment. It's unfortunate. That toxic environment that you're used to. It's just like a thing. Oh my God. I can't. So long story short, yes, they're human, but yes, I'm gonna tell you, get your fucking shit together too. If I'm gonna tell you without cameras here, it don't matter. Period. On camera, off camera, get your shit together. All right. With that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at its.tianalock. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
You guys can find us on YouTube and all podcast platforms at
The Petty Headquarters.
All right. We're also on Patreon, y'all, at The Petty Headquarters as well. And we have BTS behind the scenes footage. We have vlogs. We have deleted scenes on there. We recently went to Natalie Nunn's fucking concert, her Cinco de Mayo tour. And we're going to be recapping that on the Patreon. Also, guys, we are going to be, I was going to save this. I was going to surprise y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all now. We're going to be watching Bad Boys live on the Patreon, okay? So tune in this motherfucking Saturday and follow us on Instagram so you can know when we're going to go live. Because, we haven't seen it yet. We heard all the tea. Why the fuck not? Let's watch it live on Patreon. So if you're not over there, got to be over there. All right. So, with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.